All right, fam. I just want to keep it real with you this morning. Last night was what you would call an ultimate crap show. And, it was not. Okay, so I'm going to talk to everybody, okay? So this is for the Biden people and then for the Trump people as well. I'm a Trump person, and that's what I am, so I voted and everything. What you just saw last night was a flexing of what we would understand to be the establishment. And that establishment has its own agenda. And there are people who they would disenfranchise for the purpose of keeping the establishment secure. And that means even using an individual who we know that really shouldn't even have been the candidate for the entire party. We all know that. I mean, you could use any bit of an intellectual honesty, and you know that Biden really should not be. And you know what's going to happen to him later on. You already know what's going to happen. Okay, so there's an establishment out there that's willing to disenfranchise a group of people. Then there's also, and that's the other group of people, without knowing it, are playing right into the hands of that establishment. That's sadder as well, because it's like, oh, this is my candidate and all that. Well, actually, your candidate was losing, and then all of a sudden that candidate, they found a certain amount of votes. They shut down the president's Twitter account. They throttled a whole bunch of conservative voices. There's something else happening here. So it's got to go to the courts. That's actually what it has to do. That's what Trump has to do because of what potentially is happening right now. And the unfortunate part of it is what it does for everybody is it basically balkanizes, it separates us all, and there's no common ground there. So you look at from the 30,000 foot view, despite where you're coming from politically, this whole thing was meant to separate you from us and us from you. It was meant to put everyone into a position, a place of mental, psychological anxiety and fear and doubt and all that. And that only plays up to those people who have been using it for the last 6 months against all of us. They've been using it against, and you have to understand, okay, when I say establishment, I'm not talking about American establishment. I'm talking about something with the world. Something freaking's going on, okay? And if you put your head in the sand about that, that's completely your prerogative. But this is actually what we're witnessing, that establishment is real. It is real. It's powerful. It's got the means financially. It's got the means intellectually. It's got the means in the networks to really use their power against groups of people, nations. It's already been done in Europe. It's been done in China. Now it looks like it's happening, in America, United States of America. And I'm not for that. I'm not for anything that's like that, but you need to understand something that's much bigger than that though, okay? Now this is why, I told you before, if you're not in your body of faith, I'm asking you to pray, man. And this isn't just make for the Trump people. I'm seriously if you're intellectually honest, you're a Biden person, okay? You know that something nefarious went on in the election. You can't say, okay, now we can call California within 5 minutes of the polls closing, but then we can't call North Carolina, we can't call Georgia, we can't call, Wisconsin, we can't call these states. You couldn't even call Florida or Texas, okay? And then all the scientific method guys, even on Fox News, Fox just lost a whole lot of trust with a lot of people yesterday. And that's a Paul Ryan thing. That is the establishment. All right. So you can't say that's not weird. You can call 74% for Arizona, and then all of a sudden, you've got this entire wing of people who all of a sudden won. And the governor's even saying, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. So something's up, okay? Just something's up. And if you're intellectually honest about it, it's true. You just know it's true. Now, you ain't got to go out there and try to fight the power and all that stuff. You ain't got to do all that. But what I'm asking you to do is, keep your cool, keep your peace. We'll watch to see what happens today. I'm basically going to work from home today because I don't want my wife is a little bit stressed out, I guess, right now, and I don't want to be stressed. I'm choosing not to be stressed because it's just not good energetically for me. But I know that there are people out there who are, and you have every right to be. I mean, seriously, you do. You have every right to be. You have every right to be anxious and nervous, no matter what side of the aisle you fall on. And I appreciate that, understand that, and I don't want you to be. But this is what people with power actually do to other people who they believe they can manipulate. That was a massive manipulation yesterday, and it's terrible. Now, we saw people try to do this in 2000, we saw people try to do this in 2016. Now we're seeing it actually honed. Okay, it is honed. It is like a good machine that works the way it's supposed to work. So it is supposed to work the worst way it's supposed to work for the people who need it to work that way. That's freaking nuts. It's nuts if you ask me. And a friend of mine, we are definitely not on the same page politically, but she basically was saying the only way Trump would lose today is if they don't want him to win. I'm being real with you. We saw the they yesterday, okay? The they is real, okay? The they is real. So I want you to do this, okay? I appreciate all my friends who are Biden supporters. You guys know I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I walked away from the Democrat Party. I walked away from it because I saw things happening within it that didn't align up with what I believe politically, economically, religiously, and the like. So we have differences of that. And people who are the Trump people, my only difference with you is I still look critically at the people who are running the show. So I am a Trump guy. I know that he can be crass, but I also know too that he talks like I do, like a construction person. We have a different, language and stuff, but he's very relatable to this side of the aisle. But I also know that there's individuals within the conservative GOP establishment who are not good people, and we know that. So I told you before, I'm a constitutional conservative. That's what I am. And I am definitely siding with the Republicans right now because I see something happening that's wrong. And I don't want you to be afraid of it. I don't want you to be fearful. I don't want you to go out and hoard a bunch of stuff and freak out. Don't do all that. I want you to pray, okay? I want you to pray. Because right now, this is going to be bigger than you. It's going to be bigger than me. So you as a person on the couch, whatever side that you were on, you were manipulated. We all were manipulated by powers that are much bigger than us, by establishment that exists, by a they that's watching us. If the social media companies out there can throttle information, they can remove individuals from being able to speak to the public. They can turn people off. I mean, literally I got turned off. Other people got turned off, turned down. Then you know that there's something else working here, okay? And I'm gonna try to work a way around that. I'll see what happens. And like I said before, I've got my own thing that I'm trying to create. But part of it is because of situations like this. I think this is unprecedented. And for this all to line up in this election to be something where, you go to a constitutional crisis based off of the election that somehow works out to the numbers being the way that they are. I mean, come on, man, this is way too coincidental. It's way too coincidental. So I'm just not down, but what I am doing is I just want to be discerning and diligent, and I want you to be discerning and diligent as well, okay? So keep your feet on the ground. Don't stress out. There's no reason to stress out. This is definitely a funky situation. People are doing that to you and me. We're being manipulated. It's the truth. Because you are the person on the couch, you're being manipulated, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. There's folks that maybe they built the dang TV. I don't know, maybe they built the TV, and now they're trying to tell us a vision about what they want for this world and for this nation. And hey, you better fall in line. Be safe on the streets.